Hello, folks. Welcome back to another review and thoughts on. It's been a while, huh? I just got done watching the movie called The Substance, which, when I saw the trailer for this, I actually was a bit interested in it, and then I thought I knew what this was about, mostly. I thought it was going to be a remake of a certain movie, and it takes ideas from other films, such as The Fly, Basket Case at one point, um, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, and a lot of people are praising it for its practical effects, and oh my god, it's such a deep movie, and I mean, it's a body horror film. It stars Demi Moore, who I'm not the biggest fan of her. I think she's fine and whatever, but also Dennis Quaid. He plays like this obnoxious, annoying. You can you just want to punch the character in the face. He plays like this showrunner, showbiz agent guy. Which I don't know when this movie even takes place. Like, it never says when it takes place, because the way it's filmed, such as, I mean, it feels like it's an A24 film by the way it, is filmed and edited, with a bunch of close-ups on people's faces and body parts. And there's a good bit of nudity in this, I will say. For Demi Moore being 61, that I'm told, wow. That's all I'll just say. I mean, it deals with, I guess her character used to be really big in her time. I guess the 80s, because her character, Elizabeth Sparkle, a star of a popular TV acrobatic show, is fired on her 50th birthday. She gets into a car accident, which then leads her to a guy giving her a flash drive to a serum, and then she takes it. Stuff happens. She changes into because she hates how old she is. She wants to be young again. Wants to be famous. Wants to keep the star power going. And so she takes the serum, makes her younger. But it was weird. It was different in how they approached that. Where spoilers. I thought this was going to be a remake of The Fly. Not The Fly. The Wasp woman, because in the trailer it seems like it's gonna go that way, where older woman, she's aging and she's not as hot as she used to be, so she takes this drug and makes her younger, but then it has also bad side effects to it. And it does have bad side effects to it, but I mean, in terms of the acting, I thought it was really good from Demi Moore and the chick that played Sue, the younger version of her. I do wish they explored more of the dynamic of the two, because it does this thing where it switches. Because I understand, they never explain also where this company of this duplicate and form drug, whatever, that she buys, the substance that she buys, they never explain, who's behind it all. And granted, I guess don't really need to know, but I mean, considering like the way it ends, like it's a A24 film, which I don't like those films. I only like maybe two. And two of them are not even, one of them's not even well liked. I'll just say that. But, I mean, but yeah, she takes the serum, she turns into this younger version of herself, Sue, who throughout time starts getting more and more obsessed being more famous. So she there's these rules with this kit, with the syrup, the substance kit, that she can only use. They can only be each other for 7 days. They gotta switch out. But Sue decides, nope, I'm gonna do an extra round, and then she does another extra round, and then before you know it, Demi Moore's character, uh, Elizabeth, is old, withered, and breaking down. Literally, she looked like Gollum from Lord of the Rings almost, if he was taller a bit and a bit more meat on him. I guess you can say. I did say spoiler, so I mean, we don't even know much about Elizabeth to begin with. As I'm watching this movie, why should we really care about her? Because she, I get she wants to be famous or still be, recognized, which she is, because a lot of people still are like, hey, I liked your show, or my wife loves your acrobatics, or my wife's a big fan or whatever, but she's like not hearing that. And even this one nice guy who I guess she knew in high school or elementary or whatever, he has a thing for her, and he's a bit nerdy and all, but he seemed like he was a nice guy. And she doesn't give him the time of day until later on, but then that doesn't go well, because then she's still, she feels more vulnerable, old, so she decides to switch into Sue again, which again, these annoying, close-ups of the ground. I'm not really complaining the nudity, but a lot of these shots are either reused and just not necessary. Because if you grew up in the 80s, you know about the whole acrobatic stuff and clothing and fitness, whatever. But again, it's the movie. Then it did this another interesting thing that it doesn't explore at all. But I wish it did. It could went in a different direction than where it went. At one point, Elizabeth has enough. She's tired of Sue taking advantage of her time as alive. And so she decides to try to kill Sue by termination, of injecting her with the substance to kill her, basically. But then she's like, I need you. They want to see you on New Year's night or whatever. So she decides to tries to regenerate her again, or rejuvenate whatever her again, which wakes her up. And at this point, they're both seeing each other, because they're both awake, because they're never awake when one has to be awake, the other one has to go to sleep for a minute. Oh, the other one's active. But this time, they're both awake, and they both look at each other and stare in shock. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of interesting. Where's this going to go? Of course, it goes nowhere, because all that happens is, she sees, because Sue looks down and sees that, she tried to kill me. So then she decides to, I guess, kill Elizabeth, who at this point looks like Gollum, literally, and, or a troll, hobgoblin, whatever. And, they fight. Well, really, it's just Sue bashing her head up against the glass in the bathroom, and I guess she has super strength, because whenever she punches her or kicks her, Elizabeth flies across the freaking room, like she did a Roman Reigns Superman punch or whatever. And then she kills Elizabeth by kicking her over and over again, I guess. And then she goes and pretty much at the end, she starts to fall apart during the New Year's premiere thing. Sue, so she decides to retreat. She goes back to the house to get this very last of the substance, because it's like active, I guess, to perfect the final form, pretty much, as if that will do anything. So then she pretty much morphs into a hybrid of Elizabeth and Sue, and she turns. They do a decent design of the hybrid. I will say it's way better than. I will say it's a bit better than the that Alien Romulus hybrid design. I'll give this movie that over the other movie. At least they use actual blood as well, and not CGI blood. Pretty much. And then she walks around. I don't know how she got in the building looking the way she looked during the New Year's thing premiere on stage. I don't know how she was able to get backstage, walk on the stage, and then, and I don't know how the dancers. Also, this show that they're doing, the New Year's show, I don't know how it's gonna be broadcast, because half of these dancers are topless. They have like open top parts so you can see their boobs. Basically, you literally see their nipple boobs sticking out. And I'm like, and there's like a little girl in the front row or one of the rows of this show, and I'm like, what era is this movie? And pretty much Sue at this time is just all morphed into into half. She looks like, again, if you, I don't know, she is also very monstrous. I'll just say that. But yeah, pretty much, it turns into The Fly. It turns into Basket Case by the end, with one shot of the movie at the end, which is not really anything. If anything, it was a bit sad when you think about it. Because it's a social commentary on, objectifying women, what I'm told, and also what the price of fame, or how far will you go when you were famous once? How far will you go to keep that fame as you get older? And it can be addicting to want to keep that. Hence the stupid lip filler that we have nowadays, and the Botox, and older people don't want to grow old or look old. It's not that they don't want to grow, it's that they don't want to look it, apparently. And that's annoying, because they look fine the way they are, but some people are like, nope, I need big lips because Kylie Jenner did it. Or so-and-so. Yeah, the movie, it's getting all this praise. I'm like, why? I don't understand. Like, just watch these other films like The Fly. Watch The Thing. It also gave vibes of The Thing. Again, it had an interesting scene in it, and then they don't do anything with it. It just leads to a silly little tiny fight. Or chase and then a fight. Right, there's blood in it, but like, I didn't care, because I didn't really care. I didn't know much about Elizabeth to begin with. Like, I didn't know, she never discussed her family. So we don't know, does she have any siblings? Is her parents alive or not? Don't know. And she's not really particularly that great of a person, considering seeing how she treated that guy that was actually into her. Could at least gave him a chance. Um, and Sue, I mean, you don't really like her as much. The only thing you really like of her is her hotness. That's it. That's all she's really good for. There's really no there's no deepness to her either, really, when you think about it. At least to me, I didn't really care about her much. Because she ended up just wanting to do stuff. She was out for herself, really. As they both were, but I don't know. I mean, the ending, it just goes into generic, blood bath a bit. But it's not even, she doesn't kill anybody. Matter of fact, she doesn't kill anybody in this movie, now that I'm thinking about it. There's really no body count in this. So, it lacks body count, because I thought maybe she was going to go crazy by the end and start murdering people or something, or snapping out, but then there's also dream sequences where people, she's doing acrobatics and her butt grows, the side of her butt grows a bit, or cramps out a bit. I'm like, okay. Then Sue reaches into her belly button and pulls out a chicken leg. And no, I'm not kidding. Or lying or exaggerating. That's literally a scene in the movie where she pulls out a freaking chicken wing or chicken leg because Demi Moore's character, I guess, ate chicken the night before before they switched. And they literally show that that's what happened. The aftermath of chicken bones on the table. So I'm like, come on. I didn't understand half of these dreams. Are they dreams or are they not dreams? Like, also, if you're sensitive to strobe lights or, flashing, whatever that is, this movie, at least a few times, maybe twice or three times, that happens. It's like the first time when she transforms into the young Sue girl, and then later on, I think. Yeah, overall, I can't say I love the film. I can't say it's one of the best films of the year, because I wouldn't say that. I need to see more films this year. I mean, there's better films, better body horror films. Watch Starry Eyes. That's an even better film. Granted, that doesn't. The ending is kind of there, but at least I cared more for that character than I did Elizabeth's character in this. And at least I had a decent guy in it, because you don't even have any guys to root for either. This is kind of a man-hating film as well, because all the guys are either... Dennis Quaid is just, money-hungry and demanding and obnoxious and greedy. You have the black market, drug, substance, man over the phone, voice man over the phone. You have a random biker guy Sue has a one-night stand with, sorta, but then not really. And then also her boyfriend, I guess, who then just leaves because he hears screaming and coughing going on in the bathroom. He's like, I'm not dealing with this, so he just leaves. So you don't really root for any guys. You don't root for the lead much, really, at all. You don't root for anybody in this, matter of fact. Nobody is likable in this film. Except maybe the nerdy guy. I'll give the movie that. The nerdy guy. That, again, he's a bit awkward and a bit nerdy, but you know what? He was willing to actually hang out with her, give her a chance, go out with her. She didn't go for it, so screw her for that. Um, and it's also a depressing movie when you think about it, especially the ending. And just the themes of it is depressing, matter of fact. So this movie kind of made me a bit depressed more as well. Like, geez. I thought the movie Logan was depressing enough, but this might be on the same ship as that. So, yeah, I can't say I enjoyed this one, but it had decent effects, it had good acting, if anything, but the editing was just fine in spots.